After a tough loss against Kansas State and before a brutal stretch of the schedule that includes Auburn, Georgia, and Florida, Missouri football has what seems to be a brief reprieve when it takes on Abilene Christian on Saturday at Faurot Field. The Wildcats do not have the SEC talent that MU will face later in the year. Still, the Tigers aren't taking ACU lightly. There's no difference between the one team in the country or this team, Missouri head coach Eli Drinkwitz said on Tuesday of the Tigers' preparation. There's only 12 guaranteed opportunities. The Tigers and Wildcats have never met head-to-head. More, after brutal Kansas State loss, Missouri football searches for proper response to defying season. The Wildcats have won both of their games so far this season against Lamar and Prairie View A&M. The two wins represented a strong start for new head coach Keith Patterson, who took the job after working as Texas Tech's defensive coordinator for 3 seasons. Patterson previously coached at Utah State, Arizona State, West Virginia, and Pittsburgh, among other stops. He was briefly on the same staff as Drinkwitz in 2012 at Arkansas State. In the first game of the season, ACU beat Lamar 28-14. The Wildcats were forced to rally from a 14-7 deficit in the second quarter, scoring 21 unanswered points to win. Against Prairie View A&M, it was more of the same. ACU was down at halftime 13-7. Then the Wildcats roared back, scoring 2 second-half touchdowns to take the win. The 2 victories gave ACU its first 2-0 start since 2013. It was the Wildcats' first 2-0 start against FCS opponents ever, with the 2013 wins coming against Division III and NAIA opponents. ACU joined the Western Athletic Conference in 2021 after moving up to the Division I level in 2013. More, will Mizzou football cover the spread as a 33-point favorite against Abilene Christian? Abilene Christian quarterback Maverick McIvor carries the ball into the end zone for a touchdown against Prairie View A&M last Saturday. The Wildcats are led by quarterback Maverick McIvor, who took over as the starter this season. He transferred in from Texas Tech and had not played a snap since he was in high school. McIvor rallied the team in the second half of Saturday's game against Prairie View A&M, but had to settle down after throwing 3 interceptions in the first half. McIvor has thrown for 483 yards with 4 touchdowns and 3 picks this season. He has completed 42 of his 72 attempts and also added 14 yards and a touchdown on the ground. He's kind of the motor under the hood, Missouri defensive coordinator Blake Baker said of McIvor. I think he does a really good job of extending plays. He's got a strong arm, he's mobile. One of ACU's top receivers is Kobe Clark, who has the chance to break several school records this season, including career receptions. Clark finished 2021 with 741 yards receiving and 8 touchdowns. He already has 1 touchdown along with 106 yards on 8 catches so far in 2022, good for second on the team. Kendall Catalon, brother of Arkansas quarterback KJ Catalon, leads the Wildcats in receiving yards with 162, along with 1 touchdown. Abilene Christian's defense wraps up Lamar running back Khalan Griffin on September 1st. The Wildcats are led by defensive lineman Tyrin Bradley, who earned all-WAC Defensive Player of the Week honors last week. Bradley had 10 tackles in that game, 2 for loss. Drinkwitz broke down the ACU defensive unit on Tuesday. They're multiple, Drinkwitz said. They played the first 2 games in a 4-down front with multiple coverage and pressure and line movements. But at Texas Tech, there's a few flashes on film of their odd 3-safety defense, which we struggled against last week. Other top performers for the defense include Reese Young, who had 6 tackles, a tackle for loss and a sack against Lamar, plus Abner Dubar, who had 8 solo tackles and an interception in that same game. Missouri and Abilene Christian are scheduled to play at 11 a.m. Saturday at Faurot Field. The game will be streamed on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus. Matt Stahl is the Missouri athletics beat reporter for the Columbia Daily Tribune. This article originally appeared on Columbia Daily Tribune, Missouri Football, 3 Things to Know About Abilene Christian.